Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. I don't know what's going on with Ice Spice, but this has definitely not been her year. And I'm going to get into this whole drama between her and her friend Cleotrapa. Well, they're no longer friends anymore because Cleo said that Ice Spice treated her like an unwanted stepchild on tour. Cleo said she was played, betrayed, and unpaid. Cleo said that Ice Spice only invited her on tour because she was doing damage control. If you remember, Ice Spice's other ex-friend, Baby Storm, put her on blast and exposed her for talking down on Dolce and Nicki Minaj and other people, and she also talked down on Cleo. Baby Storm posted this screenshot of these text messages, and in this text message, Ice Spice said, "Cleo FaceTime me." Baby Storm said, "How did that go?" Ice Spice said in the call, she said, "I'm so happy for you." Sounded mad fake. OMG. And when we hung up, she said, "I love you." Like, no, you don't. Also, in this other screenshot, Ice Spice said she wasn't feeling Cleo and she called her shady and weird. And the reason why she was upset with Cleo is because she didn't back up Ice Spice's claims that she is Nigerian. Cleo honestly didn't know what Ice Spice's ethnicity was.
I didn't know.
No?
I seen her tweet though, but I didn't know.
Really? So y'all.
She never told me that though. I mean, if she's Nigerian, then period.
Now, Ice Spice didn't lie about having some Nigerian ancestry because her father confirmed it, but she didn't grow up in Nigeria. She grew up in America. She is Dominican and black. Her father said he is a black man, so we could lay this whole debate about Ice Spice's race to rest. But once Ice was exposed for talking down on Cleo, she tried to smooth things over by inviting her on tour, and Cleo thought that she was just being a good friend. Come to find out, Ice Spice was only using her to help her image. She was using her as her dark skin accessory. She wanted her to be a tag along. She didn't really have any accommodations for her. She just asked her to join her tour at the last minute. So Cleo just had to wing it.
So the ending of July, I get a call from Ice very early in the morning. "Cleo, come on tour with me. I miss you. Come." And I'm just like, "Girl, I'm not about to come on tour with you and watch you perform all month. Like, I got a nigga. I got stuff that I could be doing. I could be getting money. I have opportunities in New York. I have brand deals. I have things that I need to focus on. So for me to travel all over the United States with you to watch you perform kind of crazy." She's like, "No, I want you to perform." And I gagged. "You want me to perform?" She ain't never, ever, ever, ever brought me out on stage. I was like, "Oh, wait. Okay." Like, I guess this girl, in my head, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I guess she's really trying to make up for that fake that got exposed like a month ago. Like, she's really trying to, like, be a actual friend, because that shit was weird as fuck. And I checked her about that shit. And even for her to apologize was like pulling teeth. Like, girl, you got caught calling your friend jealous for no fucking reason. And her excuse was that I didn't speak up when I was asked if she was Nigerian. Like, girl, I met you a month before that video. I didn't even know you was Nigerian. Anyways, after that situation that had happened, with her ex-best friend exposing her for calling like just about everybody jealous, that was kind of like sick too, because why do you think everybody's jealous of you? So she tells me, like, "I think everybody's jealous of me. Don't take offense to it. I say that about everybody. I say that everybody's jealous of me. I even say that about my mom." Like, that's kind of sick. But okay, Fast forward though, I started thinking that a lot of the things that Ice was doing was calculated. Like, even the thing after her best friend exposing her, it was like, "Oh, like, let's go to the basketball game. Come with me to this basketball game." I'm thinking like, oh, she just wants me to come with her to a basketball game. Like, maybe she's trying to make it up. I don't know why I kept thinking like she was trying to make it up for being like caught being fake. But it was just like, even the basketball game, it was like one day later, she's like dropping a song. It's like every time she's like inviting me out, because we never chilled on some like chill shit, bro. Like, it was never like just some chill. It was always like in the blogs the next day and the song is dropping too. So it was like, what? This girl kind of uses me for her rollouts. So I'm just like, okay. When the tour thing came out, I'm like, oh, she's actually trying to like give me something now. Like, okay.
Now, Cleo was eager to accept the opportunity to go on tour with Ice Spice because truthfully, she wanted to gain something from her friendship with her. And I think this is why she overlooked a lot of things. And I'm not going to say that she was using her because truthfully, she was supporting Ice before she blew up.
Me and Ice did not grow up together. That is not my childhood friend. I met her 2 years ago. Before she blew up, I was very supportive of her. Before she even blew up, I was somebody that genuinely liked her. I was like, this girl is so cute. I seen her video on my Explore. She didn't even drop her viral song yet. And I was so supportive of her.
So Cleo said she was hyping up Ice Spice before she even got any hype. And unfortunately, Ice Spice treated her more like a sidekick or an accessory, so to speak. So it was never a real friendship. It was all for optics. And I kind of feel like Cleo knew that. She knew she was being used a lot of the times, but she stuck around in hopes that she would benefit from their relationship as well. That's what I think. But yeah, Cleo talked about her time on tour with Ice Spice and it was a mess.
She's trying to make it up. She's trying to be an actual good friend. I made a flyer announcing that I was going to be coming on tour with her. It did not even get reposted. It didn't even get a comment or a like, and she was tagged in it. It was just given like, oh, let's let Cleo eat, but we gonna give her crumbs. Like, we gonna shine light on her, but let's dim it. You know what I'm saying? It just gave that so much. Online says the show starts at 8. It would even say 9 sometimes. And guess what time I was going on? At 7:30, 7:45. I was going on before the show starts. So that was kind of weird in itself. I didn't have a room. I was told I was going to be with her, but I didn't have a room. No room for me backstage at all. I was in her dressing room. I didn't have no rider. I was with her. And before I came on tour, I asked her what were the things that I was going to have to pay for, because this is so last minute. Like, you're only giving me one day to prepare. Like, it's July 30 something and we going on tour August 1st. Like, girl, like literally one day. So I'm just like, what do I have to pay for? Nothing. You're going to be with me. You're good. You're going to be with me. So I was like, okay, everything is handled. I'm just going to go. I'm going to make the best out of it. Please keep in mind that before I went on tour, I had one day to prepare. I wasn't allowed to bring anybody. She said if I brought anybody, I was going to have to pay for their hotel and transportation. I'm just like, girl, I didn't even have time to prepare for this.
Now, I want to briefly summarize the bag situation because this was crazy. This is actually where Cleo and Ice Spice's relationship turned sour. So, Ice Spice told Cleo to carry her bag from the hotel to the venue that they were going to be performing at. And so that's what happened. Cleo didn't think it would be an issue for the security to transfer her bag with Ice Spice's bags. But when they were leaving the venue, he refused to carry Cleo's bag back to the car. So Cleo had to walk with her bag in the rain.
And now we're at the venue. I put my bag next to her 10 bags and the big black dresser. And yeah, I'm thinking everything is going to be moved like back into the truck and we could, leave, go back to the hotel. I turned around and my bag is still there. My bag was still there. All her bags was gone. I'm just like, why would somebody just leave my bag? Like, I asked the security, I'm like, can you take my bag? He said no. I was like, what's going on? So I'm like, all right, let me bring the bags. I'm tight though. I'm tight. Like, I'm not used to this stuff. Like, what the I'm just supposed to be performing. Need I remind you, I'm not even allowed to bring somebody on tour with me. So I didn't really have anybody helping me. It was just me. But I feel like she could have simply said to the security, like, take Cleo's bag. Don't forget Cleo's bag. But I got a sense that she just wanted me to struggle. And that's kind of fucked up as like a friend. Like, so I carry the bags. I take one duffel bag. I'm walking down. It's pouring outside. I put it in the car. The fans are screaming, Cleo, can we get a picture? Cleo, can we get a picture? As I'm struggling with a bag. And it's like very embarrassing. It's like very embarrassing. Like, never do fans want to take a picture with me while I'm like carrying big ass bags looking like that. I had to make a second trip for the suitcase. I made the second trip for the suitcase. Do it again. Raining outside, dragging the suitcase, fans in my face. It was so fucking humiliating. I was like, what the I get in the car, I'm tight. Like, I'm fake drenched and I'm tight. Like, and the car ride is silence. And I know she peeped why I was mad. It's like she just doesn't give a So we went to the hotel now. When we pull up to the hotel, she's like, oh, like, telling the security guy what bag she wants taken out the car because we was about to go to the hotel so she could take a shower. But it's like, I perform too. I want to take a shower too. So I'm just like, you the only one that's taking a shower? I want to take a shower too. She's like, oh, you got to tell him what bags to take out or he's not going to take it. And I'm just thinking to myself, didn't I just tell this guy to bring my bags to the car and he said no? So why would I think that he's going to take my bags out because I said so? You know, it's like she just didn't want to speak for me at all. She just wanted to show that you're here alone, bitch. Like, I'm just like, wow. So I went to the bathroom. I'm taking my makeup off. And I'm like, yo, you know you asked me to, like, take my bag. I mean, not you asked me. I'm like, yo, you know you told me to take my bags with me to the venue. You said that was, it was smart for me to take my bags and the reason why. And you even told me to tell your security to bring the bags upstairs. So why would it be a problem for him to bring the bags back to the car? And she goes, that's my security. He works for me. If he feels like he's doing more work, he's gonna want to get paid more. So I'm like, how much does he want to get paid more? Because if I'm gonna be with her this whole tour, I will pay him more. I'll pay him more to carry my bags. I don't want to be carrying my bags. I don't. So I'm like, girl, I was carrying them bags out. Like, the fans was all in my face. She start making it seem like she understand, like, oh yeah, that's crazy, da da da. But then she goes back to being weird and she's just like, he can't leave my side. Like, he can't leave me. That's why. Like, girl, what you mean he can't leave you? So now I catch her again. Like she's just weird. I'm just like, what you mean he can't leave you? We was up there waiting for him to bring all your bags. He left you several times to bring your bags to the car. He left you a lot of times already. She's like, oh, why would I wait for him to bring your bags to the car? I'm like, the conversation was done after that. It was done. I said, okay, I know the type of girl that I'm dealing with. She's very selfish. Now, what I didn't know, which I later learned after bringing up everything I went through to her, I learned that this situation where I said something about my bags was the reason why I got mistreated the entire tour after that. And I had no idea that she was so tight at me for saying something. Because she's the type of person who doesn't like to be said. She doesn't want anything said to her. She feels too big. She feels too highly. She's on her high horse. Nobody can say nothing to her.
Cleo also talked about Ice Spice's team not making any accommodations for her at all. They basically treated her like she didn't belong on tour. She was really misplaced a lot of the times, and Ice Spice was being very weird to her.
The New York tour, her dressing room was kind of small. I never have a dressing room. You know what was kind of weird? That she said that I was going to be with her the whole time. Like, I was going to be with her. You're going to be with me. You're good. And when I would come inside the venue, her whole tour production team, they would act like they have no idea where I'm supposed to go. Like, did she not tell you guys that I'm supposed to be in her room? They're just like, oh, we don't have a room for you, but here, they'll give me like a bathroom. The bathroom that everybody's using. They'll give me the bathroom and say, well, you can get dressed inside this bathroom right here. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to be in her room though. Like, I'm confused. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, so they would like show me bathrooms and little corners that I can get ready in. And I'm just like, what? But need I remind you, every time there was a special guest or somebody that Ice wanted to bring out, they was always accommodated. Somehow they was always able to find a room, and they always had a room for themselves. I never had a room. And I was okay with that because I already came on tour knowing that I was going to be with her. But it annoyed me when they would act like they had no idea where I was supposed to be at. That was confusing to me. So the dressing room is small, and I asked her, like, oh, can I get ready inside your room? She's like, come and see the room. I come and see the room, and the room is large enough for us to get ready in it. Like, bro, you invited me on tour, bro. We supposed to be trying to thug it out and make it work because we're friends and we're girls. Like, hello? And I'm good too. I give her space. After I'm done dressing up, I get out the room. I do not sit around in the room and because she don't even allow niggas to sit in the room. She just give niggas the boot like anytime she feel like it, which was kind of like weird too. Cause like, girl, why I can't just sit in the room and chill? Like, whatever. So, oh yeah, I forgot. That's because she was tight ever since the Philly show when I said something about the luggage. That is why everything was weird afterwards.
Cleo also talked about a time where she put one of her bags in Ice Spice's room, and I guess Ice Spice had her bag removed, and somebody found Cleo's bag, took her credit card, and charged $700 on it.
Now, I put my bag, literally a tote, on the side of her couch, and she knows it's mine because she knows that's my bag. I put it on the side of the couch. Her mom and her little sister came in the room, so everybody got out the room. Like an hour goes by. I like go downstairs. I walk past the room. I see my bag, like my Telfar bag, outside of her door, and I'm just like, wait, why would they kick this little bag out? Like, this little bag was on the side of the couch. Like, why would it need to be kicked out the room? But it's crazy now, a few days later, and I'm not accusing anybody of nothing. It could have been anybody. You know what I'm saying? It could have been somebody that walked past the door and seen a bag in the front of Ice's door. My card was used. $700 and something was used at one of those designer retail websites like Essence or something. I was so gagged. I was just like, what? But of course, called my bank, got my money back. I didn't even make it a thing. But, and like, yo, and just imagine how other people could react to that. Like, they would be so fucking gagged, bro. I'm just like, whatever. You know, that's crazy. Because why would you kick my bag out? But like I said, I'm not even going to say nothing. She probably going to argue with me. She probably going to something.
That is so messed up, and it didn't stop there. Ice Spice embarrassed Cleo in front of her boyfriend Riot. Now, it was confirmed that Ice Spice is seeing the producer Riot, so they've been seeing each other on the low, and she invited him on tour. She made Cleo sleep in another section of the bus so she could get busy with Riot in the back of the bus. And then when they arrived at the hotel, Ice Spice pretty much let Cleo know that she was not wanted in her room and she had to find her own room.
So she told me to take a bunk on her bus because Riot was coming to the back. Riot's coming, so take a bunk on the bus. I was like, okay, girl, I'm not gonna cock block. You wanna be with your man? Cool, granted. We came out together. It was her, Riot, me, and the security. We're walking towards the elevator. We go inside the elevator. She goes, in the elevator, you're not gonna get your own room? I was like, what? I didn't know I was getting my own room. I was mad confused. I'm like, oh, that's what I was trying to understand. And I stopped the elevator door from opening. Girl, why you can't say nothing to nobody? Like, why do you always try to give like an embarrassment kind of vibe? Like, it's not even embarrassing, but it's like, that's the vibe that you make it seem like you try to give all the time. Like, girl, you could have texted me that. Cleo, make sure you get your own room. This is the hotel we staying at. Like, damn, why we gotta get to the hotel and you telling me you're not gonna get your own room? Like, I could have had the room booked already before we got here, boo. But on top of that, I didn't even know that I was paying for hotel rooms because they're staying at five-star hotel rooms every place. Her label's covering everything. Label. Everything's covered. You know what I'm saying? I'm an independent artist. Why would I come on this tour knowing that I had one day to prepare? Now I'm going to have to pay for five-star hotels in every city. This is not something that I signed up for. This is not something that I was prepared for. This is not something that I told my label about. Maybe they could have, not even maybe, they would have helped me. But you gave me one single day to prepare for a tour that you knew about months ago. That's so crazy to me. But we know why now. We know now that you added me to the tour simply because you wanted to damage control. The situation with Baby Stormy was making you look crazy. You thought to yourself, and this is things that I realized after the fact. I told y'all, I really thought that she was trying to make it up. But it wasn't a makeup matter. It was her trying to clean up everything that was going on with her. And let's add Cleo to the tour so people think that I'm a good friend. So people think that I give opportunities to her and I'm nice and I'm good. So I ended up staying with the hairstylist. She let me stay inside her hotel room. Every city that we went to, I stayed with her, and she was mad nice, and it was so fun with her. Like, it really just gave, like, it was just fun. Like, it felt like how it was supposed to be with Ice, but she's fucking boring. Like, she's boring. She doesn't want to do anything. She doesn't even want to play Uno. Like, she doesn't even want to do anything. I call Ice. I'm getting ready and shit. Me and her hairstylist about to make videos or whatever. I'm like, oh, let's make TikToks. She's like with that soulless demon face, just, you're with my hairstylist, so, like, damn, my bad. It was really seeming like she didn't really want me to be friends with her hairstylist, but it's like, damn, bitch, I don't got no friends. So I'm gonna make friends with bitches that actually wanna be my friend. I'm sorry. She, like, slowly, gradually stopped talking to me, and that's because I think, like, she realized that I was, like getting cool with the people that worked for her. So now it's like she's kind of, like, treating me like a worker. But I was so confused. Like, you're not being my friend, so I'm going to make more friends. Like, girl, it's like she wanted me to be miserable and alone, and it just didn't happen because that's not what God had planned for me, boo.
Cleo was going through it. She had to deal with Ice Spice's weird behavior, and also she wasn't allowed to have anybody on tour with her because she had to pay out of pocket. She wasn't even allowed to have any guests backstage to hang out with her. In fact, the social media influencer and reality star Darrell confirmed this. He said she wasn't even allowed to have people backstage with her even after the concert. She had to link up with me after at the club. She's not lying about the no guest part. So even though Cleo was invited by Ice Spice to be her guest performer, Ice Spice wasn't professional enough to accommodate her at all. She made her feel like she didn't belong at all. Even when Cleo wanted to get something to eat, Ice Spice's team said it wasn't in the budget. Like, how do you treat your guest performer like this? This is crazy.
So the hairstylist shows me, like, a menu and stuff. She's like, oh, production and whatever, they're gonna order food for everybody, pick what you want. I was like, okay, I'll get a chicken salad just like you. Like, I'll just get a chicken salad. Then she shows me, like, a message where somebody from production is like, Cleo is not a part of the budget. So I'm just like, how am I not a part of the budget, but y'all invited me on tour? Like, and why didn't they tell you that make sure Cleo's good? Make sure Cleo's good. The same way you told me that I was going to be good. Why is your production saying that I'm not a part of the budget for a chicken salad? Chicken salad? I'm not a part of the budget for a chicken salad? Y'all could have bought that chicken salad and literally got the money from my manager or me. But y'all wanted to show me so bad that I can't get nothing and that nobody is here for me that I couldn't even get a chicken salad. Went downstairs. And I seen her in the lobby, and her and some other boy, one of Ice's friends, is just standing there, you know, with a basketball. I'm like, oh, what y'all just did? Oh, we was playing basketball, whatever. Nobody said anything about eating. Nobody. I'm like, me and the hairstylist keep talking about food. We like, oh, damn, we mad hungry. Like, we mad hungry, just at McDonald's. Or nobody said anything about food while me and her are talking about how hungry we are. Now we go to the boys' bus, tour bus, and we just sitting on the bus. We just like, yo, like, can somebody come with us to McDonald's? Like, nobody want to walk there by themselves. We fake want a man with us. They like, oh, that's mad far. Like, nah, like, word, there's a desert, it's scary. I'm like, okay. Nobody said anything about food still. Come to find out, everybody ate. Can you believe that? Everybody ate. Guess what? They all went to a steakhouse. Everybody went to a steakhouse and left me, the hairstylist, and the makeup artist. Everybody went to go get a bite. Steak, mash, cream corn, spinach. And we didn't have anything. We didn't eat at all. We're trying to figure out how to get a McDonald's. And y'all all ate already? Nobody mentioned it. You know why nobody mentioned it? Because it was a secret. It was a secret and I gagged. One of the things that I have to charge to the game, I guess. I'm like, what? They said, don't say anything. We don't want to make it a problem. All right, I'm not going to say anything. One of the things I'm just going to have to bring up when I'm ready to leave. And that's another thing that I later realized when I reflected on everything, that this girl was really mad at me for saying something about that luggage, bro. She was so mad at me for saying something. Like, she don't want nobody say nothing to her. Like, she tried to low-key torture me. Like, she was trying to low-key do it. Like, she wasn't trying to do it too much, but she was trying to still like show me like, yeah. And I'm just like, I didn't even know that until I brought all of this up to her, and she showed me that she didn't give a girl. You. I was like, oh my God, just went on tour with somebody that hates my guts. Wow.
Cleo also talked about the time where she and some of the staff had to wait for Ice Spice to get up and get on the tour bus. She got on the bus at 9 a.m. and they were there until 2 p.m. and they were thinking that the bus was moving and they were going to be in another city. Come to find out, Ice Spice never got on the bus. She just had them waiting for no reason.
So I get on the bus at 9, wake up at 2, and we're in the same place. So to find out we're in the same place is so crazy. My legs are cramping now. Like, I'm just so confused. Like, niggas is treating us like luggage for real. Like, yeah, let's just throw the luggage on the bus. Like, girl, what? We're humans. Can you tell us that you're not leaving right now? When somebody asks, like, why didn't we leave yet? Because Ice didn't feel like leaving yet. And I'm just like, bro, this is so crazy. I texted her. I was like, hey, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm on the way. I'm like, bro, what? You could have been told us not to get on the bus because you're not leaving yet. Y'all go and do something. Y'all walk around or look around and just travel around or whatever because we're not leaving yet. But instead, you let us sit up in that tour bus for that long, girl. And you didn't even give a fuck when I told you about any of this. And that is what really hurts the most. How much she didn't give a fuck.
Now, after the tour, Cleo did tell Ice Spice how she felt about everything and how she was treated. And Ice Spice was very cold with her response. She came at her crazy. She called her ungrateful and needy and called her an entitled loser. She called her a bum and said she was careerless. And Cleo was also snapping at Ice Spice as well. But initially, she was just plainly saying how she felt. However, Ice Spice didn't take it well and started firing back. So they were going back and forth in these text messages. It was a mess.
Now we're going to get into the dispute that ended everything. So when I was explaining everything that I went through, it was a long ass paragraph. And like I was talking to my nigga, like I was breaking everything down because I want you to know exactly how I feel and how it made me feel. Exactly what I went through and how it made me feel. I want you to understand it. And I also want you to put yourself in my shoes and ask yourself if you would even go through that. You know what I'm saying? Because people fail to realize that she skipped a very important part in her career, which was the grind. She barely had to do that. She barely had to do that. And that's okay. Some people are lucky. Some people are lucky, and we're going to call it luck. We're not going to call it her being blessed because I don't think the Lord will bless somebody like her. Her soul it doesn't belong to the person above. She is very dark and very soulless. And I've never been around this girl for more than 10 hours. It was just her energy. I got to witness this very firsthand. I was around her every day, 24/7. I mean, not all the time, because she would go straight to the back into that room. And when I would see her, like at the venue and whatever, because after the Philly situation, I barely saw her. She was dark. She just, oh my God, like, it's even scary to talk about. Like, bro, that girl, she needs to be saved. Like, I don't know if she was always like that, if it's Hollywood, but Hollywood never changed me. What I was confused on is that I told you how I felt in Philly, but you couldn't tell me how you felt in Philly. And that's why we weren't really friends. That's how I realized that we weren't really friends, because you can't even speak up to me, but had the audacity to say that I didn't say any of those stuff to you because I'm scared of you. It's not even about being scared to say it to her. It's about being scared to see your reaction in person. Like, your reaction would have led to something bad. And I wouldn't even have been able to say everything that I just said. You would have cut me off. you would have cut me off. But the fact that I said so much and all you had to say was that somebody was ungrateful, you just wanted all of this to be a reason to call somebody ungrateful. You wanted all of this so that when something was to happen or you was to mistreat me, it was like, girl, look at all I did for you. You mad ungrateful. Like, girl, just because you gave somebody an opportunity doesn't mean you have to treat them like shit. And I could tell that everything that was happening with management or production, that was all from your mouth, is what I'm now coming to understand. So if you were so mad about the bag situation in Philly, why didn't you just straight up tell me, bro, this tour is not gonna work out? That's what you should have just said. That's what you should have just said. But since you didn't say that, and I just got a hint of just weirdness, I took a step back and just made the opportunity what I could make it. But it wasn't genuine at all. Nothing that you do is genuine. Everything is calculated. Like I said, I was the token black friend. You didn't have your other best friend around because you said that she didn't match your aesthetic. Like, there's something very wrong with somebody that is only friends with somebody for their aesthetic. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I should have never let you take my swag. I should have never even gave you a piece of it, because Lord knows that you was wearing bodysuits and Jordans when you first came out. Now all of a sudden it's mini skirts, it's little dresses, and big chunky boots. Like, girl, that's me. And I let you have it because I thought we was friends. But boo, you gonna have to give it back and figure something out now, because I don't like what I did not like that at all. But you know what I'm initially going to do? Charge it to the game and let everybody know what type of human being you are. Because it's not even like what type of girl you are, what type of human being you are. You're not a girl's girl. You're not for the girls at all. You're not. That's why you barely have any friends, and that's why you most definitely don't have any black friends. Never seen any black girl around her. And the black friend that you did have exposed you. I didn't even like the way how this girl dressed when she first came out. Come on, Y2K? I had a Y2K party in 2021 that I didn't even know Ice in 2021. She told me when we first, let's talk about the first time we met, because it's really gaggy to me that all of a sudden I'm the bum and I'm careerless. When we first met, you told me that it was a full circle moment. How can I turn into a careerless bum because of a hotel room that you didn't tell me that I was going to pay for? That's my fucking money. That's my money. If I want to use, what I use my money for is what I want to use my money for. And there's plenty of it. It's plenty of it, girl. It's plenty of it. So I should come out of pocket thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for somebody that's not even trying to promote me being on her tour. The only thing you wanted to promote was that you was giving somebody an opportunity. Like, oh yeah, Cleo posted it, so everybody knows that, da da da. Like, bro, you did not want to shine any sort of light on me. And when you shined a light, you dimmed it. And you made sure you dimmed it down. You dimmed it down. And you couldn't wait for the opportunity to try to call me a bum. You couldn't wait to try to speak down on me. To speak down on me. Somebody that you looked up to. Somebody that you was watching since high school. You told me it was a full circle moment meeting me, bro. Meeting me, being in the same car as me. Like, you could not believe it. You were so gagged. But now your head is so big, you don't even know where you came from.
This was a lot. This was just too much. I was not prepared for these Risa Tisa tales right now, but Cleo was really exposing everything. She called Ice Spice demonic.
Ask me how far I think you're gonna get. With that personality, which is, you don't have one. With the way you act, with the way you move, you are a soulless individual. You are really demonic. You have a very demonic vibe to you, especially with the way I was seeing you every day, the way you mope around, and you just, like, if your makeup artist is not bringing that wing and making it pick up your eye, you are dead. You really look dead. You really look dead. And I'm going to keep it a beam with you.
Child. Now, Ice Spice did respond to Cleo, and this is what she said on Spaces.
The scary part of fame, honestly, is the moment that somebody feels like they can no longer use your platform, or like they're not getting exactly what they want out of a situation the way that they want it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's when they decide to crash out every single time. Like, I'm noticing a pattern, bro. And the shit is sad because I genuinely was trying to help her. Like, I'm like, yo, do you want to just come on this tour? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just like join. Like, mad last minute type shit. What had actually happened is that we added another tour bus. So I'm like, now we have extra room. We have extra bunks. So I'm like, oh, let me see if Cleo wants to come. Feel me? So she could do like her songs and stuff like that. But that's what the fuck I get for trying to be a good person. It's whatever, bro. Honestly, like, you know, that's not gonna stop me from still trying to be a good person. Like, I'm gonna always help the next person out. Like, and that's really my fault for real, because whatever though. But to say like just to leave out so many details is crazy. Like, how you not gonna tell the people we was on them rides at the theme park screaming our vocal cords out, like to the point where the next day it was hard to perform. Like, we was having fun. So for you to try to sit here and complain about a chicken salad, it's like you never came to me talking about a chicken salad. What are you really talking about right now? You gonna send me a whole essay after tour? Like, you just gonna get off the bus? I don't even know you got off the bus. And you gonna send me an essay with a intro, bodies, and a conclusion, like, and you want me to try to like analyze this shit, figure out how I'm wrong, when all I did was share my stage with you, when I ain't even have to do that. You got less than 10,000 listeners and I'm sharing my stage with you and you feeling so entitled. Like, you thinking that my peoples that work for me is supposed to work for you too? Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, how I'm in the shower, you gon' barge in while I'm butt ass naked trying to press me about some bags that you gotta carry some bags. What? Like, nah, that's that bro, but that's all I could do, y'all. But the whole thing that's blowing me right now is like talking about some dark energy, trying to compare a tour bus to a slave ship. Like, what are you talking about right now? What?
So, for you guys that don't know how a tour bus looks, it looks like a slave ship. Three bunks stacked up on top of each other very tightly on each side. Some may have more, but this bus that we was on had three. And then she has her big room in the back, which I was staying at for the first couple of days until I blew things by saying something about my bag.
That is crazy to me, bro. That's so crazy to me. Like, you really gonna be friends with somebody for 2 years, but the whole time you feel like they soulless and dark? Like, you sound dumb as hell. If anything, we both need saving. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, we was dead ass we was at the movie theaters. We was siphon. You not gonna tell the people how we was at an Italian restaurant and you ate so much fucking food, you fucking vacuum, that the server was like, where did the food go? Like, stop it right now. You talking about some, she ain't let me to the back of her room on her tour bus. She had this big ass room. Bitch, can I play with my pussy one time? In my bed one time? Like, damn, you wanna sleep in my bed every day? That's crazy to me.
Child, Ice Spice went in. She called her a vacuum. Oh, why would she say that? And Cleo actually clapped back and said that Ice Spice was on Ozempic. She said, imagine being called big by somebody that was just big. I'm going to bed, bro. Ozempic got y'all gas and fat phobic now. Bet. Cleo also said that Ice Spice was running scared from Cardi B on tour. She thought Cardi sent people to beat her up. She said, P, you was shaking in your bus thinking Cardi sent people to get you jumped. Whole time it was a lady and her kids just trying to get an autograph. Like, help! Who the F told you to start with that lady anyways? Nobody. You picked with her. Now you scared. Now, Ice Spice's manager, James, came out and honestly, he didn't make it any better whatsoever. He didn't put any of the accountability on Ice Spice. He said it was Cleo's fault that she didn't get her management involved. Basically, he was like, they gave her the opportunity, but she wasn't ready for it. And so that's why she didn't get paid, and that's why she wasn't treated fairly. But see, Ice Spice should have never brought her on tour and promised to look out for her if she wasn't going to do that. She's acting as if she did her a favor when in reality, she reached out to her. Cleo wasn't begging to be on tour with her. She reached out to her and she wanted her to come at the very last minute, didn't give her any time to prepare. She didn't even pay her. The arrangement was very unprofessional, and Ice Spice pretty much threw her some scraps, and CLEO unfortunately accepted it, and she should have never accepted this. But she was thinking that Ice Spice was her friend, and also I think she saw this as an opportunity to get more exposure, and she was down for the ride until the ride got rocky. So I think CLEO made the mistake of selling her own self short. She was nothing more than a prop to Ice Spice, and she knew it, but she still hung around her expecting to get something out of the situation, but it all backfired. And I will say this too. I am on CLEO's side because I see how Ice Spice moves. We've seen how Ice Spice and her manager behave towards Nicki. They were being messy. They had a deal with her and they reneged on that deal. And then Ice Spice turned around and called Nicki delusional and ungrateful and claimed that she gave her the opportunity to be on the Barbie soundtrack, which was so ridiculous because Nicki was the one who helped her career. So we've seen how Ice Spice behaves. We know that she's big-headed and self-centered. However, I don't really like the fact that CLEO ran to the internet the minute they fell out. I mean, if this person was somebody you considered to be a friend, why is it that the first thing you want to do when you fall out is expose them? You know, I just think that's weird. Did we have to know all of this information? No, we didn't. But I think CLEO wanted to vent and tell everybody because she was hurt. But also she wanted to get her get back at Ice Spice, and she wanted to hurt her public image even more. So her actions were a bit vindictive, if we're being honest. So I'm not going to say CLEO is 100% in the right, even though I am on her side, and I do feel like Ice Spice treated her dirty. I just don't agree with her exposing her. You know what I mean? But anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.